Hey guys, I wanted to make a quick video. And what's interesting is that recently I was visiting Steadfast, and I was soloing with the basically with the church on Sunday. And what happened at that day was pretty interesting because at that time I was kind of reading around reading around in my Bible reading through the books of Ezra and Nehemiah. And if you know anything about those books, especially in the book of Nehemiah, there's a lot of persecution that comes up. You know, people like Sanballat and Tobiah and people like that that are trying to basically dissuade the people of God from rebuilding the temple and the walls and things like that, and they're specifically using fear as the tool or the weapon to try to discourage people like Nehemiah or others to actually serve the Lord and rebuild the things that have to be rebuilt, right? And obviously, if you know anything about the book of Nehemiah specifically, Nehemiah was someone that was not willing to let that fear or any of those kinds of false accusations or things that they were feigning out of their own heart. He wasn't willing to let those things get in the way. He still continued serving God and doing what he was supposed to do. And as I was reading through his passages around the time that I was visiting Steadfast on that Sunday, it was very applicable to what happened on that Sunday, because what happened was I was soul winning with a few members from the church, and what happened was that when I was door knocking with them, right, I basically knocked on the door of this particular lady. I was handing her the tract, but she never took it, which is usually a red flag. But what she specifically said was that, oh, just so you know, like, you're not allowed to solicit in this neighborhood. They're gonna, the cops are gonna get called on you and all this stuff. And she was essentially using fear as a motivation or as a weapon for us to basically like stop someoneing or whatever. Which obviously, I mean, we can kind of address that in different ways. I mean, technically it's not soliciting, and we can get into the nitty gritty of that. But for sake of the brevity of this video, I won't touch on that. But basically, she was saying like, hey, we can call the cops on you because what you're doing isn't right, or it's not legal, or whatever. Right. And ironically enough, the cops actually did show up. Right. But even though the cops did show up, no one actually got arrested. No one was actually written up. It was just something where, I mean, they showed up, and obviously it was kind of a scary situation. And obviously I don't know what exactly was the nature of that altercation between some of the soul winners and the cops. I wouldn't know because I wasn't personally there to witness that. I did see the cops talking to some of the soul winners. Like, I saw them right in my vision, but I didn't get to like hear like what they were saying or the conversation because they were a bit further away. The point is that, obviously when that lady was telling me that, hey, we're going to call the cops on you, this is not legal or whatever, at that moment I did feel fear in my heart, obviously. But obviously I didn't let that fear get in the way of continuing to go with my soul winning partners to continue preaching the gospel in spite of that, because of the fact that one of my soul winning partners actually went ahead and got these 2 black kids saved, right, on that same day. So obviously praise the Lord for that. That's great. At the end of the day, don't let people use fear or intimidation tactics to try to prevent you from serving God, especially soul winning, right? Just put that fear to the side, keep going, keep serving God. Don't let that fear get in the way.